Hey traders, happy new year. I got something really interesting I want to share with you. I want to share something with you when it comes to the big picture on the actual stock market. You've obviously seen lately with me doing some short-term analysis on the stock market and what I'm seeing short-term, but it's also good to bring it back to the big picture, see what's really happening in the big picture, to see what's really going on here. And this big picture, big picture. What a way to start 2023. Anyway, here in Australia anyway. And I want to share that with you, so let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, make sure you grab that free trading course. Guys, I actually used to charge for that trading course there. You can see it's a full trading course. It's like 5-6 hours long with the content. Plus I teach you plus I give you access to a webinar where I teach you my trading strategy for free. I literally teach you everything for free. And yes, if you want to, you can upgrade to get my coaching, but you don't need to get my coaching to learn my strategy. I teach you for free what the strategy is, okay? So very first thing in the description, guys, happy new year. Go get access to that and start to learn the art of what are the mistakes you're making right now, the chart reading strategies, the trading techniques, you know, understanding how to read the markets properly, all that sort of stuff for free in that trading course below. So let's actually get straight into the, I want to talk about the markets here, then also I want to talk about something else as well too at the end of the video. So the big thing I'm noticing right now, what's actually happening, I'm looking at the S&P 500 and I'm looking at the weekly charts here, okay? So the weekly charts for me are what I call the forest from the trees, okay? So if I actually bring up the daily charts, you can see there's a lot of movement, a lot of ups and downs. And I think the biggest mistake that a lot of traders make when they're looking at the markets is they only focus on the daily charts. Now, the daily charts is something that I use for entries. Okay, and I do look for my setup. Again, I teach you my setup for free in that trading course below. So if you're like, John, what is your trading system? I teach you my trading setup, my trading system for free. All right, so you've got no excuses. If you want to know exactly the system I use that gets a massively high win-loss ratio, then again, I'm teaching for free. So the whole thing about this is, yes, I use the daily charts for entries, but the big thing is that whenever I'm trading, I like to trade with the big waves, right? With big momentum behind it. So here's the thing. So whenever I'm trading and I'm trying to jump into a trade, I want to make sure that I'm trading with the big weekly charts here. Okay, so basically wherever the weekly trend is, I want to be making sure I'm trying to trade, or I want to trade with that weekly trend, because that weekly trend is that's like the big tide, or the big stream, right? It's like if you want to jump on, if you're a surfer and you want to jump on a really good wave, what do? You wait for a really good wave to set up, right? And then you have this massive momentum pulling you across the whole wave, right? So that's the exact same thing when we're trading the daily charts. We want that weekly chart pushing for us, and therefore we can make much better decisions, much better trades, higher win-loss ratio, make more money, and less stress as well. So looking at the weekly charts right now, looking at the S&P 500, there is a massive bull flag that's forming here. Really interesting. Now, here's the preface that I want to share with you here, guys, is that the old school of thinking is that when we had bull and bear flags, okay, so if you had a bull flag that goes like this, up and then down like that, then the school of thought is that it always, that means the market's going to break up, goes up through here, goes sideways through here. That means the market is what? That means the market is going to break up. That's the old school of thought, right? The old school of thought. No. It doesn't mean anything, because there are so many times. If this is the flagpole, right? You got the flagpole, starts there, it starts there. There's so many times that people would think that, and the market's smart, right? The market's smart. It'll do this. It'll break to the downside like that, and then it will run down, and then it'll just eventually go down like that. You're like, hang on a minute, it's a bull flag. That doesn't make sense. It should go up. One, there's no guarantees, and there's no certainties of any pattern. And secondly, that's the reason why we wait for the breakout first, right? Because if it breaks down, we're likely to run to the bottom of the bull flag. If it breaks up, then what you do is you measure from the low of the flag to the high of the flag, project that up, and that's where we're likely to get to, right? Using a projection style tool, but then revert it back to what we're actually talking about before, which is the overall pattern itself, which is the flag formation. I wanted to preface that because what's happening right now in the markets is we're getting that really big bull flag formation, right? We have this movement up through here, and then look at this big bull flag. Right, big flight. Now remember, as I said before, it doesn't mean it's going to go down, but Everybody, and here's the caveat of everything that even I've said, right? Everybody expecting a market crash. Market's going to crash. Michael Burry, everyone is expecting a recession. And it's going to be really, really, really bad. So my thinking going into 2023 right now, because it is the first of the first 2023 here in the good old Australia, right? God's country. And so people like overseas, whatever, John, where I live is God's country. All right. Come and check the opera out. Anyway, so the whole purpose of this is that to say that what if the market is actually not going to continue down? Like even I think, right? There you go, my thinking. I think that the market's going to keep going down. What if so many people out there that are saying the market's going to keep going down, because so many people are on the crash side, and so many people saying that the recession is going to be so bad. What if it's not? What if it's not? What if what we're seeing right here, right now on the big picture is an overall umbrella of maybe something really bullish for the market? Because when so many people are one side in the market, generally the opposite happens, right? And obviously vice versa there. So the purpose of me telling you that is that doesn't mean the market's not going to go up. But what I am saying is that if the market starts to do something like this, where we have this low point through here, the market's rallied up, we've come back down. If the market starts to do something like this and then we start to break back up and we start to create a high low, which is an upward trend from here, then this bull flag is now breaking out to the upside. Therefore, we're likely to have a really good bullish view. Again, I know this is contrarian to what most people are saying. I'm not saying this is definitely going to happen, right? All I'm saying is, remember I said before about the bull flag. The bull flag, you want to wait for the breakout first. So if the breakout first happens to the upside and we start to create an upward trend, guess what happens from there? Then we start to do what? Then we start to see the market start to actually it's probably going to have a big move to the upside, and no one's going to be expecting that. That's why we need to keep alert on the opposite side of things happening, because if the market will start to give us warnings. And if we are so oblivious and so blinded, which the biggest mistakes I've made in the past when I'm trading the markets have been so blinded to, even like most of my videos right now is like, here we go, the market's going to break lower and we're going to go down and blah, 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 and the market's going to crash. What if the market doesn't? What if the market says, screw what you're thinking? Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Everyone is saying this. Well, let's go the opposite way because, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So the whole purpose of this is that weekly chart is one big bull flag. What if this is just setting up to be a catapult, like a springboard, to see a really big move up? I know that makes no sense and we can't make sense of what's happening. But because so many people are saying the recession is going to be bad and we've got more downside to come, et cetera, what if it doesn't? Now, on the flip side, if we stay here and we start to get this, right? We do get you got the bull flag through here, you got the bull flag through there, right? Somewhere through there. What if the market does something like this and it comes down like that and we actually break a new low? Now we know we're probably going to get something like this coming down through there. Right? So this is actually a really good, it's a really interesting point we're in right now where we're just going sideways. Do we continue down to make a new low? If so, we're probably going to roll over, break out to the downside of this bull flag. Remember I said before, if we have a bull flag like this and we start to do something like this and we break out to the downside, then guess what? Then we're probably likely to run to the bottom here. So yeah, if we do break out somewhere through here, then that means we'll probably set sail to see that through there. But if we don't, for some reason we start to do something like this and we break to the upside from here, it's going to be a really big move up. This is where some really funky strategies can come into play, because if we over the next few months we break to the upside, we can make a really big move. But if we continue to go down a lot, we're probably likely to make a big move. So this is where some really funky option strategies are coming into play right now, which is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Right, fantastical. So that's what I wanted to share with you with that there when it comes to the overall big picture, what's actually happening there. And the last point I want to share with you before I send you on your merry way, and once again, guys, Happy New Year. I am so excited. I had an absolutely phenomenal year last year. 2022 was a really good year for me. And I know 2020 and this is 2022 was a year that would weed out the weak hands. Right, would weed out the weak hands, and not only weak hands, but weed out the so-called lucky in the markets, right? Because anyone can make money in a big bull market, but how do you trade a market like the market we've just had, right? Look at this here. How do you trade something like this? Right? That just shows the trader you are. And there's a lot of people in my chat box who watch all my videos, but they still are not reverting back to what a professional trader really is. Right? Anyone can just think, oh, I think this is going to go up, so let me buy it right now. That's actually a big mistake there, right? Whenever you're following a system, a process, and so on and so forth. Anyway, you learn all that sort of stuff in there. But these last 12 months have really weed out the people that really know what they're doing when it comes to trading, and the people that don't. And for me, I had a phenomenal year. I had a really, December was my most successful month of the year last year. So I finished off the year with an absolute massive bang, right, when it comes to my trading. And so the thing for you is that if you're struggling in the markets right now because the market's so-called volatile, then no, that's a total bullshit. That's a load of bullshit through there. Yes, the market is volatile, but that just simply tells me that you have no idea what you were doing. You have no idea what a good quality setup looks like. You're not patient for that setup. You're not disciplined to only take that setup. And you're not consistently, you're not consistently waiting and watching and discipline and consistently trading the markets there, right? Your consistency is out of whack. Your discipline to trading one setup is out of whack. Your patience waiting for that setup to appear is out of whack. All these things, and on top of that, you're not even actually trading one trading setup. You're trading based off what you think, and so of course you actually had a bad year. Oh no, the market's volatile. No, you're just a shit trader, and let's actually be real here, right? And I'm saying this from a loving place because I actually want you to have a good year. Right? Let's actually be real here. If you're not consistently following a really good high quality setup and a good trading plan, then you're kidding yourself if you want 2023 to be any different there. Right? The thing that when things started to change for me, and I've been trading the markets now for close to 19 years myself, and when things started to change for me, it was when I just said, John, you're an absolute shit trader. Okay, why am I a shit trader? Well, firstly, I have a trading plan, but I'm not even a trading setup, but I'm not even actually trading that setup. I'm trading all this other bullshit that I shouldn't be trading. Firstly, that's the discipline side of things. Secondly, I'm not consistent. One day I show up, the next day I don't. I'm not consistently showing up every day. And thirdly, I'm not patient. I might not have a trade for a few days, then I'll take some other bullshit that I shouldn't take that doesn't meet my trading plan, and it's a losing trade, right? I'm not patient enough. Once I started to get all those ducks in order, like what actually am I looking for that's a good quality setup? Am I being consistent every day looking at the markets? Am I being disciplined to only trade in that setup? And am I being patient waiting for good quality setup? Even if I haven't had a trade for a few weeks, am I continually being patient waiting for my setup? If you do that, then 2023 is going to be a phenomenal year for you.